Oh, nice. I kind of see this as this is not too bad of a reading. I can understand that, of course, this, this is you guys. You're not really liking the fact that you kind of don't feel like you have a lot of control in the matter. You kind of feel trapped, kind of feel a little stuck in a certain position right now. I think there may be some sort of offer here that you may not really think you may like, but I feel like something is like asking you to give it a second thought, especially considering that the Wheel of Fortune is one of those things. Now, I don't know if somebody's come back in your life, an ex, or somebody that, that you want to partner with. I believe that with the Four of Cups there, it could just be something work-wise. It could be anything. It could be also a new adventure. You taking a second glance at something, or considering something that you may have discarded or rejected beforehand. And I feel like the reason why you may have rejected it is because you may not, you feel like you may need to control things. You may need to control the whole everything. Leo, this doesn't have to be you. This could be the other person that you're dealing with, someone else that that's really controlling, or someone that is in control of themselves, which is also a good thing, right? This is not a bad thing to be in control of yourself, to want control of your entire self, right? But in the relationship, how their mentality is that they kind of feel like they're steering the way, they're kind of guiding the ship. Or it kind of feels like if this is you, you feel like you're kind of obliged to kind of guide the ship, kind of be the leader of everything. The other person here is like on hiatus; they're not necessarily in the picture. I think this person could be taking a step back, really thinking about it, really disconnecting themselves from the relationship to really figure out where they are, where they stand, what they want out of the relationship. Now, it's interesting here because you got two opposing sort of energies here. You have this action-oriented energy here in the mind's plane, where this is like action can be taken, victory can be seized, balance can be maintained. A lot of good stuff is coming up with the Chariot here, but then in the Hierophant, like I said, the Hermit, talks about, like I said, retraction, self-reflection, going within. But what's being presented on the outside is that this person wants to take action, is ready to take action, ready to get a move on, ready to start things, start going on stuff, like start to rekindle relationships, start to bring that fire back in, that passion back to the relationship, or ready to just start something new, start over, start fresh, and ready to go. And you or the other person, depending on whichever side you're reading for, it feels stuck, feels trapped, like they're not taking action, they don't see any opportunities ahead of them at all. I feel like this person is like it almost feels like this person has backed themselves in a corner, and this person is recognizing other opportunities and new things coming about. And it almost feels like they only have one option. It kind of gives the impression of like there's no other options, there's no other way around it. They just kind of have to like either consider an option that they've rejected, consider something that they may not have been wanting before, or maybe they just kind of feel like there is no other way. They want this one option, they want this one feeling, but they don't seem to see it right now. It may be with them right beside them, but they just don't see it. They're focusing on something else, right? Which makes them feel like they're trapped, makes them feel like they can't really do anything. Because the other person sees happiness. This person wants happiness, wants to share happiness with the person that they're with. They want to, be in a very family dynamic with this person. Because everybody's kind of going about going after their dreams, fighting for their dreams, being being happy and finding individual happiness within the dynamic that you guys have together. And I think it's hard because both of your guys' dreams may be different, or how you guys go about getting that dream is very different. But I feel like ultimately this person here wants to share in that happiness, and this person feels like they've already done a lot of stuff and they don't really want to go that direction again. But I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, there's something new, there's something that's coming up, there's something that offers a great opportunity, and it's not necessarily a challenge that the opportunity is coming up, it's more about what you do with this opportunity more so. Now, if we take a look at what brought you two together, you have the Six of Wands. So definitely, I feel like it's honestly recognizing your victories, recognizing your success, being noticed. I think that the thing is too is that you guys definitely put a lot of work toward your businesses, your own personal growth, and you did feel very proud of where you came from. A lot of pride is what brought you two together. I think that the thing is that you guys, were proud of yourselves, proud of the people that you were with, proud of your family, proud of something, and I feel like that's definitely what brought you guys together. But the thing that's got you guys together for this challenge is a new opportunity, but there's only this one person here. Like, I don't know if they don't want this opportunity. They may. I think the person is like, I think that's the only thing that they ever wanted, and they're trying their best to get it, but they don't feel like they can. I think they feel trapped, they feel stuck, or they look stuck, but they're really actually trying to work themselves to getting it, and kind of breaking free from the minds, the mind games, right? They're trying to break free from the mental cage that they put themselves in, and trying to go after this very thing. You know what I mean? And it's very clear what's going on. It's like almost like as if somebody is, taking the time out that they have with retreat, and really understanding themselves so they can execute the things that they want to achieve this 10 of cups, right? The reason why they're doing all of this is because of the family. The reason why they're doing all of this is because they want happiness. They want to share in the happiness with this person, with this person on this other side. But they needed something. They needed to go within. But this person here is trying to stronghold it, and I think they might need some time on their own as well. The retreat is the advice. It is time to disconnect from the world. And that means it's like, don't really focus so much on what to do right now. It's just to kind of imagine and dream, and to aspire for new things. Because honestly, right now, there's a lot of like forcing stuff, and like it's really weird tug and pull, and nothing's kind of getting anywhere. And I feel like with the Chariot, it's not just someone trying to take control of a situation. I feel like somebody feels also imbalanced, that they can't get the momentum that they're looking for, that they're not moving forward. They see this relationship as a potential for that to happen, but they're not in any state where balance can be balance can be utilized in the benefits of making progress. And it's because they're focusing on everything outside of themselves instead of looking within. And I find it very interesting that outside of this is the cups that are drinking out of and used already, but the cup is behind the person. That's where you turn in, like you turn around and you look within. And I feel like that's why Return to the World is coming up, because I think there is some things that need to be looked within. And instead of getting trapped in the thought process, the focus should be on how you feel and what you want. You know what I mean? About what you will feel, how you feel about the situation now, how you would feel if you had that, you desire that dream at this moment, okay? Very interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at your Wisdom of the Oracle. So I think the whole focus of this reading is like, don't focus so much on what you need to do on the external. Focus on what you want to feel, because I think there's a lot of work that's being put in, but they think there's this time now, a break, to kind of reflect, to look within. The reason why this person doesn't feel like they know what to do and they feel out of balance is because they don't really see any possibilities outside of themselves. But that's because the possibilities are within themselves. Interesting. You guys have Between the World here. And Between Worlds indicates, finishing a cycle, or beginning a cycle before finishing a new one. And I think that that's the thing. There's some lessons from an old cycle that's still kind of playing its role here, and it's the reason why there may be some feeling of being stuck, why this person's retracting and looking towards the future, ready to act towards the future. And I think it's because there's some things that are still being finalized. There's some things that are still being hashed out and disposed of, or to really be, honed as far as the messages and the lessons. Because ultimately with, retreat isn't let's go back in, let's go fight in the world, let's go back inside and dabble in the in the world that we know and love. It's more of like, let's take a moment to replenish and to rehydrate ourselves, or not rehydrate, regenerate ourselves, re-energize, get those spirits back up, right? To rest in the sense. It's a very restful kind of energy, I feel, with retreat. And I feel like there's just a lot of go, 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 instead of like allowing yourself to just rest. The time will come when you're ready to take on the next steps. But I don't think the time is now, and I think there's a lot of rush or push to make this happen right now. The obstacle is the Wheel of Fortune, and there's no problem with making an opportunity, but to recognize success and to accept success and to just be where you are and enjoy where you are at this moment, relieving yourself of all expectations and like that and all that stuff, I don't think that's happening right now. I think honestly there's a lot of like, let's just go, let's keep going, let's make it happen, and not a lot of rest. Okay, and I think this person here has got the right idea, taking a break, chilling, just healing themselves, doing their souls, their inner work here. If they're not with you right now, then they're taking a break, they're taking a moment to really reflect and think things through before taking the action here. Well, they're ready to take action, but they're still in the process of, getting to know themselves, understanding themselves. But this right here is like, somebody just can't seem to get out of this mindset of being trapped. Somebody feels absolutely trapped in their thoughts, and it's because they just don't see any other ways to do something that they want to do, or maybe they don't see anything fresh, anything new, anything that's inspiring them, that could inspire them to do something different, to do something new. And it just may be because they just haven't considered this option because they're looking at other things that are coming up, And I don't think this is someone that's offering anything. I mean, it could be that somebody may have offered something. It could be that they've rejected something before, and they feel like that's their only option is to go with something that they've rejected. But I don't think that. I don't think that's the case. I just think that the reason why they can't see other possibilities is because they're not finished with the situation that they're involved with right now. Something's not done yet, and I think that's why that's why retreat is here. There may be something that needs to be handled first, because this person's got the Ten of Cups here. That's talking about an ending anyway. It's the ending of a cycle, And I feel like they're making amends for this too. The reason why this person is retreating, but they are also ready to start anew, is because they're completely saying their goodbyes. They're making amends. They're putting this behind them. It's a little bit harder for this individual here, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. I think it's just that it's, whatever they're trying to do, I kind of get the feeling they're also trying to take something from the past as well with them that can't come, something that can't transition with them. It's a lesson, not a possession. And I think that's the thing that may need to change. That obviously that may be going on here, is that this person doesn't want to go without something, and that is hard for them, because that's what they're used to. But that doesn't mean that they can't have new opportunities, new experiences, and new things to come with them as well. This is the Wheel of Fortune is all about new beginnings, a second chance, and you know what to do with the second chance because you've experienced everything before. This may be a unappealing second chance for some people here, because you've already, you feel like you know how the lingo is going to be, but yet it doesn't have to go that way. Why? Because you've done everything already that got you to that point where you don't want to be in that situation anymore. You know exactly what to do differently to avoid that. And I think that's why the Between the Worlds is coming up as well. Because you have the information here to do something differently, and your mind is saying that you can't. You feel like that's the only way, and you may have done it several times before. You've done it you've been in the situation, you've done something differently several times before, and it feels like every time you do it, you kind of just end up in the same spot: apathetic, not excited, not happy about it, not thrilled. Just you want excitement and happiness and success, but you keep getting bored in the middle of it. And I think that the thing is that there is so many different options, so many different things you can do differently. You know what to do differently this time because you've done them all. Just trust yourself to do something differently this time with everything that you know. If there's nothing that you can do differently, then maybe doing something differently isn't needed. Maybe you just have to just be. Relieve control, not necessarily force it too much. Chariot. Maybe you have to there's a piece of you that may have to just go with the flow. Maybe something that, that doesn't need to be forced. But you have to feel it out. Only you know what's different for your situation here.